The internet is literally on fire right now, so stop whatever you're doing. Imagine this. The bomb of the decade will be dropped tomorrow with a confident voice and a bold, chest-out stance. I'm expecting a child. Mendeecees perceives him as the father. Did you notice that? Mendy sees that she is pregnant, and Yandy's face fell apart like a Netflix season finale cliffhanger in front of thousands of people who were watching live. She didn't yell. She didn't argue. No, she sobbed, weeping, mascara smudging more quickly than a Kardashian breakup headline, hands shaking and rolling. And let's face it, when Yandy breaks down, the entire internet breaks down, or at the very least, captures it, shares it on TikTok, and posts it everywhere within a minute to seconds. Here's the real kicker though. Was this merely drama? Was it deliberate sabotage instead? Was Tamar only using live video to gain influence by stealing Yandy's soul? Or has she been concealing this fact for months? More importantly, during all of this, where in the world was Mendeecees seeing? Like a guy with too many secrets and not enough justifications, he sat quietly. Hold on tight, because this is not only going to be messy, it's going to be historic. You're not prepared for the receipts, the leaks, and the complete turmoil that ensued after this meltdown, I assure you. This crisis did not happen overnight, so let's establish the scene. No, years of dramatization, quiet darkness, and late-night murmurs that exploded in real time were all part of this. This was a well-planned, precisely timed nuke that was intended to destroy Yandy's world, but Tamar didn't simply wake up one morning and announce, "Guess what, y'all? I'm having Mendeecees' baby." With popcorn in hand, the internet watched as the cameras rolled. Not to mention who we are interacting with. Tamar is the self-proclaimed truth teller of every reunion episode and the queen of messy confessionals. She has a tendency to convert private drama into public controversy. Do you need evidence? The shade rooms were on life support when she criticized an ex on Instagram with just a screenshot and the words, "Receipts don't lie, baby." Are we truly shocked that she revealed her pregnancy in such a shocking way? Not at all. Our favorite reality TV comeback king, Mendeecees, comes next. The man whose history is so tumultuous that it deserves its own Wikipedia entry. From dubious commercial ventures to courtroom drama, there have been more headlines featuring his name than a wedding for the Kardashians. However, Yandy constantly supported him, holding it down and defending him like an unpaid public relations team. It was ride or die for her. The picture-perfect wife who endured the anguish with a smile and swallowed the rumor. But you know what? Tamar simply tore all of that loyalty to pieces and tossed it in Yandy's face in real time. That moment is worth a slow-motion replay. So let's talk about it once more. With a look that suggests, "I'm about to ruin somebody's night and I'm loving every second," Tamar leans closer. After clearing her throat and adjusting her mic, she cuts Yandy's heart with the composure of a surgeon. "I'm expecting a child." And Mendy sees the father. Boom. Timeline ruined. Internet broken. Yandy is no longer there. She didn't react loudly. It was destruction without sound. Her lips trembled. Her eyes glowed. And before anyone could comprehend, tears were streaming down her face. There was no script. It was not practiced. Producers love this kind of unfiltered response, the kind that turns into GIFs, memes, and TikTok edits before the live stream has even concluded. Watching Yandy's breakdown was like watching my own mother cry. "Tamar, you're terrible for this," one fan wrote on Twitter, while another said, "I knew tomorrow was messy." However, this is villain energy on a whole other level. But wait, it gets worse. Because the confession wasn't about pregnancy alone. Tamar said it included receipts, or at least what she thought they were. She gazed directly at, "We spent nights together. Not one, not two, a lot," Yandy said, tilting her head. That's when the chat section exploded. Nights together fans typing like their keyboards were on fire. Did she just say she and Mendeecees spent several nights together while Yandy believed he was attending business meetings? Oh honey, you can't make this stuff up. And let's not forget about Mendeecees, who sat there like a mannequin. In Macy's, there were blank stares, no emotion, and no denial. People were yelling at their screens, "Blink twice if you're guilty." But the silence was louder than Tamar's admission. And of course, the internet. But nothing, just deadpan. As if he had practiced being a silent husband for months. Memes of Mendeecees' poker face went viral on Twitter, with captions such as "When your entire world burns, but you remember to pay the wee bill, stealing the silence." The ripple effect was immediate, and hashtags were trending in a matter of minutes. Pray for Yandy #TM Rex Tamar's voice exclaiming, "I'm pregnant," was being remixed uncontrollably on exposed #Mendeecees mess TikTok. Fan pages shared side-by-side photos of Tamar and Yandy on Instagram with the remark, "From besties to enemies, the betrayal is real," over dramatic sound effects. It was no longer merely rumors. The fact is, this wasn't Tamar's first scandal. People dredged up past interviews, subtweets, and shade that suddenly made sense, like that mysterious post she made 2 months ago. It was digital warfare. Late hours, poor decisions, and indelible memories. Sis was talking about Mendeecees the entire time. And let's add some spice because of course there are anonymous sources. At the time, people believed she was talking about a vacation affair. But now everyone is shouting. Apparently, for weeks, Tamar had been boasting to her close circle, saying, "Watch me shake the table," according to an insider who spoke to a gossip blog. Yandy will never forget the surprise I have in store for her. If that's the case, this was a planned execution rather than merely a verbal blunder. Some people want clout more than they love loyalty. Tamar entered the room with a plan. Destroy Yandy in real time. Fans weren't the only ones who reacted. Other celebs couldn't help but join in the drama. One R&B musician tweeted a mysterious tweet. "This is the messiest mess I've ever seen and I live for it," a reality TV alumnus wrote. As if that weren't enough, phony leaks began to surface, with screenshots purportedly depicting late-night scenes. Even verified accounts began disparaging Tamar, calling her the Thanos of love and hip-hop for snapping her fingers and destroying Yandy's happiness. Twitter was flooded with Tamar and Mendeecees texts, one of which said, "I'm outside. Don't keep me waiting." Another, "Everything happened last night." Were they real? Most likely not. The public had already decided that Tamar and Mendeecees were more than just friends, they were cunning lovers, so did anyone care? Nope. In the realm of scandal, perception is reality. Yandy's collapse was more painful because she not only was she betrayed, but as a wife, she was betrayed as a woman who supported her husband through difficult times, stood up for him when blogs brought his name up, and in exchange, she received Tamar, pregnancy, and humiliation on live. It was the ultimate slap in the face, and just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, let's add one more twist. Rumors of a DNA test since, of course, the internet needs proof. Supporters begin asking for additional style confirmation. Mendeecees realizes you are the father. Others claim Tamar was faking it to make Yandy look bad, but in any case, the doubt was sown. Fans weren't content with, was this a coincidence, fate, or something else entirely? There were no hotels stated, of course, but it was ambiguous enough to let imaginations go wild. "Look, same location," detectives said on Twitter, putting red circles over coffee cups, and matching curtains as if they were trying out for CSI. Is this a planned cover-up? There was no doubt that they were together. Social media buzz wasn't the only form of backlash. Began to permeate the business. One talk show panel conducted a lengthy discussion on the incident, with one host stating, "Tamar has always been extra, but this is nuclear. If this is accurate, she torched the entire field down in addition to crossing the line." Another added, "And Mendeecees observes a silent person sitting there." That silence said more than words ever could. But the reactions weren't all negative. Believe it or not, Tamar started gaining a strange cult following online. Some fans praised her for living her truth and refusing to hide behind lies. One fan wrote, "Y'all furious at Tamar, but the only person who had the courage to speak the truth was her." Someone else wrote, "Messy? Indeed. Required? Of course. Sometimes you have to rouse folks up by snatching wigs." Tamar was suddenly more than just the bad guy. She was the anti-heroine of a story that no one could ignore. Fans transformed Yandy's sobbing videos into edits with depressing R&B music, slow motion effects, and phrases like "when loyalty becomes your downfall." A hashtag Weary and Dandy trended, while Yandy's dramatic breakdown became the internet's heartache anthem. In less than a day, Yandy transformed from reality TV star to Universal's icon of heartache, with hundreds of people sharing their own tales of betrayal and expressing that they shared her anguish. However, it's important to remember, that Mendy sees the man at the center of the storm, and his silence became a controversy in and of itself. Blogs started speculating. Is he guilty? Why hasn't he stated anything? Is he afraid? Is he awaiting a check before he speaks? One meme which said, "When you don't know whether to deny, confess, or just unplug the way," featured him sitting motionless. The longer he remained silent, the worse it appeared. Then came the money angle, and rumors began to circulate that Tamar was using this controversy to negotiate deals. One rumor said she was already in negotiations with a streaming service to release a candid documentary called The Baby Bomb, My Truth. Fans mocked her for it, writing, "Sis cried clout, not tears," as they turned sadness into a business plan before the tears had even dried. Yandy, however, was portrayed as the tragic character, and some websites said that she had locked up her house. Others supported her hustling, saying, "If life gives you scandals, make a Netflix bag." She withdrew, refusing to talk to anyone. According to a journalist, an unnamed acquaintance said, "Yandy hasn't eaten in days." Whether it's true or overblown, she never stops asking why Tamar and why her. The story touched a chord, and supporters showered Yandy's social media accounts with virtual prayers, flowers, and incessant remarks such as "Remain strong, Queen. You are loved by us." When alleged court records began to surface, the story became even more. According to a widely shared post, Tamar had already requested child support, naming Mendy as the father. In the court of public opinion, there was no need to verify the claims made by another that Yandy was drafting divorce papers. People were already creating TikTok skits about courtroom confrontations between Tamar, Yandy, and Mendeecees. One even recreated the Maury Povich moment with the caption, "Mendeecees seeing you are the father." It garnered 1 million views in a single day, and to make matters worse, the scandal began to affect their brands. There were rumors that sponsors were pulling out, not wanting their products associated with the pregnancy scandal. One makeup brand reportedly halted a campaign with Yandy, while another fashion brand partnered with Tamar. Money talks, and in this instance, the money was saying, "We don't do baby daddy scandals," when social media abruptly went quiet. Still, the mess only deepened when another receipt dropped an alleged audio recording. The clip circulating on shady blogs supposedly captured Tamar telling a friend, "He told me he was Yandy is finished. I was the one." Was it Tamar's voice? Maybe. Was it artificial intelligence AI? Maybe. Did fans care though? Not at all. At this stage, the scandal had escalated into a full-fledged soap opera, and everyone had chosen a side. Tamar's loud, messy, unapologetic team, Yandy's heartbroken, betrayed, and resilient team. Poor Mendy sees his team nowhere because the man hasn't said a word yet. But silence doesn't last forever, so rumors began to circulate. Some claimed that Mendeecees would refute everything in a statement he was planning, possibly even a press conference. Some said he would come clean. Some even conjectured that he would change the story and charge Tamar of fabricating lies. To gain attention, fans were riveted to their TVs, anticipating the next shoe, because the tension was so intense. To fall, the entire globe held its breath. Mendeecees' silence has been the driving force behind every meme, thought piece, and exclusive headline for days. Then, at last, he said something. Or someone posing as him did nonetheless. Late one evening, an enigmatic Instagram appeared in real time from his official account. With only a shaky camera, low lighting, and no promo or warning, Mendeecees finds himself looking directly into the camera. He just spoke a few words, but they were explosive like dynamite. "Despite your belief that you know everything, you don't." Then he abruptly logged off. 30 seconds. That's all. Millions of people screamed at their televisions for 30 seconds, wondering what it meant. Was he rejecting what Tamar had said? Did he validate them? Or was he even laying the groundwork for something larger? Theories exploded on blogs. Another headline read, "He said nothing because he's guilty. Period." Another title read, "Mendeecees hints at explosive truth bomb. Is Tamar lying?" Social media transformed his enigmatic statement into the most analyzed. Every pause, every blink, every pixel of that live was examined like the Zapruder film. Sentence of the year. Tamar doubled down in the meantime. "The truth don't need permission to exist." She captioned her glitzy image, hand on her stomach, and presto, another internet explosion. Her remarks were analyzed by fans like a book. Did she make fun of Mendeecees? Was she making a lap of triumph? In any case, the post received 1 million hours and likes. Yandy, however, was not keeping silent either. During an emotional interview, she revealed for the first time since the shocking revelation. That interview broke hearts, and it hurts more than I can express. To think you know someone and start a life with them, and then this with Tamar, someone I trusted, is betrayal on a level I can't even comprehend. The hashtag #PrayerFO Randy trended globally, portraying her as the ultimate victim in a love triangle gone tragically wrong. However, this is where the narrative took its darkest turn yet. Supporting messages poured into the comments, including Yandy, "We ride for you, and you deserve so much better." Leaked court documents indicated that Yandy was contemplating a separation from Tamar, while a well-known lawyer purportedly representing Yandy alluded to possible litigation not only against Tamar but also against anyone making money off of the lies. Imagine the headlines: "Baby daddy court battle incoming, Mendeecees facing double legal drama, support case pending review." The media gorged themselves on the pandemonium like vultures, and then came the nuclear leak, a purported DNA test result. The internet went crazy when an anonymous Reddit user shared a hazy picture purporting to show Mendy as the father of Tamar's unborn kid. The image went viral, with comments like "Receipts don't lie" and "Case closed." But the worst part was that no one could verify whether it was real. It might have been photoshopped or artificial intelligence AI developed. But it didn't matter by that point. The verdict had already been given in the court of public opinion, and sponsors began to withdraw one by one. A fitness company dropped Mendeecees. Tamar's rumored documentary agreement was put on hold for the time being. Ironically, Yandy received a lot of support from marketers who wanted her to represent strength and resiliency. One skincare firm even gave her a 6-figure deal for a campaign named Unbreakable. The cultural fallout was the issue was no longer only rumor. It had become a cultural phenomenon, with talk shows debating it every day, churches preaching about loyalty and treachery, and even a rapper dropping a diss tune called Baby Mama Drama that made direct reference to Tamar and Mendeecees. Though blogs alluded to their existence but refrained from publishing them, the thread alone was enough to send fans reeling. Another exclusive leak claimed Tamar and Mendeecees had filmed private videos together which, if accurate, could destroy what little credibility Mendeecees had left. In the meantime, insiders whispered that Yandy was getting ready to leave all Mendeecees, the marriage, and the commotion because she's tired and simply wants peace. If those videos fall, it's over for everyone. This shattered her in ways no one could ever understand. Fans continued to support her, referring to her as the phoenix that would emerge from the ashes. She continued to fuel the flames tomorrow, hinting of a book contract that would reveal all, and posting cryptic tweets like "Truth ain't messy. Lying is messy." Keep in mind that each phrase was like a dagger, keeping her in charge of the story. The incident got so out of control that it was covered by conventional news networks as well as gossip blogs. Anchors sat at polished desks shouting the Tamar-Yandy Mendy saga is still going strong, according to Entertainment News. But the biggest twist of all was when there were rumors that Mendy might actually leave the country. According to one unverified report, he was seen at an airport with his bags packed, and another said he was making plans to should keep quiet abroad until things settle down. Mendeecees quipped, "If you can, catch me." However, beneath the humor came serious suspicion. Was he actually fleeing? However, as the craze reached its height of craziness, last in her promo teaser, Tamar stared straight into the camera and stated, "They've had their say." Tamar revealed that she will be giving a live sit-down interview not on Instagram Live or TikTok, a full-on primetime network special. "It's time for mine now, and I can assure you that it's larger, more than you've ever heard." The internet came to a halt. Was she going to make evidence public, drag Yandy further, or confirm or refute the DNA rumors? Whatever the case, one thing was certain: this story was far from over. The controversy that never goes away, the love triangle that turns into a cultural earthquake, and everyone, fans, enemies, advertisers, and even legal teams, was strapped in for the ride of their lives. If anything, it was just beginning its most deadly chapter. The kind of drama you couldn't write in a Hollywood script. Tamar's bombshell, Yandy's tears, Mendy's silence, the confession that tore friendships, marriages, and reputations apart. But the question still stands: what happens next? Will Yandy go for good, rising from the ashes as the queen who refused to bend to betrayal? Or is Tamar preparing to spin the story even further, leaving us all waiting on her every word? Will her next sit-down ultimately provide undeniable receipts to confirm everything? Consider this: one leaked DNA test, one grainy screenshot, one shaky live video, and all of a sudden the internet is at war. If this is what's happening on the surface, imagine the secrets that are still hidden. What does Mendy see? Is he truly the father, or is he just another pawn in the Tamar's grand scheme for attention and power? I'm going to put it to you now. Do you think Tamar's pregnancy claim is true? And do you think Yandy is the innocent victim, or is there more to it? Imagine the texts we haven't seen, the recordings that haven't leaked, and the transactions being made behind closed doors. I know you have ideas on this, so please share them in the comments section. I'm sure you'll want to stick around. Is Mendeecees concealing the truth, or simply waiting for the right opportunity to profit from the chaos? All around, click like and subscribe if you've not previously, and activate alerts due to the upcoming chapter. It is rapidly approaching in the saga. Additionally, if you found this startling, you not yet seen anything,